10. Hello students. Now today we are going to discuss very important topic, that is projectile motion. Projectile motion is a motion in a plane, that is if an object is moving in a plane that is two-dimensional coordinate system x and y axis, then such type of motion is called projectile motion. First of all, we have to understand what is the meaning of projectile. Projectile is any object which is moving in a plane or moving in a two-dimensional plane, then object is said to be a projectile, and the path of projectile is a parabolic path. From this diagram we can see that from point O, if we project an object in a plane, then the coordinate of this object is moving in x axis as well as y axis. What are the coordinate changes the projectile, the velocity of the projectile, the acceleration of the projectile, and the distance of the projectile motion in a plane. For that we have to understand the path of the projectile. From this given figure we can say that the path of the projectile is a parabolic path. We have to prove this mathematically, that how the path of projectile is a parabolic path. So we have to prove that y equals to x tan theta minus gx square upon 2 u square cos square theta. From this given figure we can say that here the OB is called the range, that is the horizontal distance covered by the object, and let us call it P, and OP is the height. OP is the height means the vertical distance covered by the object. And from this given diagram we can see that the projectile is projected with the initial velocity u, and it is making theta angle with x axis. So ux equal to u cos theta and uy equal to u sin theta. So here I have written that ux equal to u cos theta and uy equal to u sin theta. We have to understand that the horizontal velocity of the projectile remains constant, because in case of horizontal velocity ax remains constant. Ax remains 0 because velocity remains constant. But in case of vertical velocity acceleration, ay equals to plus minus g according to the direction of motion of the projectile. For this case ay equals to minus g. Now we have to derive this formula. We know that horizontal motion along x axis, the total distance traveled by the projectile is equal to x equal to u cos theta into t. Now vertical motion along y axis, y equal to u sin theta into t minus 1 upon 2 gt square. We know that from motion equation y equal to ut uy. This is uy. It means velocity of object along y axis. So I have written u sin theta into t minus, I have taken g as minus g, so I have written minus half g into t square. Now we have to put the value of t in this equation, and from this equation we get the value of t as t equals to x upon u cos theta. So y equal to u sin theta upon u cos theta into x minus 1 upon 2 g into x upon u cos theta इसका whole square. Now we have cancelled u, then sin theta upon cos theta we know that tan theta. So y equals to x tan theta minus. Now after squaring this value we get g upon 2 u square cos square theta into x square. This is the final equation of trajectory. Trajectory means the path on which projectile moves. So from this given equation, we say that y equals to x tan theta minus g upon 2 u square cos square theta into x square is a quadratic equation. So we can say that this equation represents the parabolic trajectory of the projectile.